Hello once again folks, and welcome along to Wrestling Showdown here, as always on the W3L network. As you know, we've got two big live events coming up this week, and that is what we are preparing for. This Thursday we are in Gala Shields, and this Friday we're in the Rothes Halls in Glenrothes for our 200th live event. Some amazing matches to be had, because both nights, of course, in Gala Shields we'll be having that mini tournament for the Gala Shields Shield, or the Gala Shields I think I should refer to it from now on. In addition to seeing Joey Legend taking on contingency plan member Taylor Bryden, and so much more. And then the night after, our 200th live event, we know it's James Scott taking on Andy Wilde. We know that Mike Musso and Joey Legend will form our team to take on the contingency plan. And of course, the Women's Championship on the line, the current champion Sara against former champion Leah Owens, and so much more besides. But speaking of Sara versus Leah Owens, you know their issues, you know their history. And of course, Sara somewhat suckered Leah Owens in an impromptu title match to become the champion. And Sara has one last step before she meets Leah Owens this Friday at our 200th live event in Glenrothes. She's going to be defending the title in just a moment against Emily Hayden. Will Sara be able to retain the title and gain momentum heading into this big rematch against Leah Owens in Glenrothes? Or is Emily Hayden going to shake up an already volatile women's division by becoming the new champion, meaning that Sara versus Leah Owens this Friday will be non-title? There's only one way for us to find out. That's by heading down to the ring for this week's match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we've got what's meant to be a defence of the Women's Championship here. Sara just patrolling around ringside, in no hurry to get in the ring against her opponent Emily Hayden. Emily Hayden's not been on Showdown for about a year. It was September of last year that she appeared, although she was challenging for the women's title against then champion Casey Owens at that point. So she's have a pedigree of going for the women's title. And you heard the comments from Sara just before Emily Hayden came out. She's felt being disrespected since she's the dominant female in W3L. She obviously still has issues with Leah Owens, and they may end up getting settled this weekend in Glenrothes. So I think she'll take more than one match to do that. But she's certainly just taking her sweet time here, and I think Emily Hayden may have had enough. Sara joined with the crowd, and Hayden, she wants to win this title, and Sara cuts her off, and I think the match is going to be kick-started right away. So we're not going to wait for a bell or official instructions or anything. Again, this is a big opportunity for Emily Hayden. She'll upset the planned match at the Rothers Halls this Friday. Coming up on our Turn of Live event, it will then be a non-title match if Emily Hayden defeats Sara, and she may well do. That close in the back elbow, Sara's reeling here, and Emily Hayden just kicks the knee out from under her, and another kick right in the ribs, trying to make it harder for Sara to breathe, and goes straight for the cover. So as you saw at the beginning, Sara just content to wander around the ring to stall, almost disrespecting her opponent. But again, this is the way Sara is. She's certainly turned over a new leaf. She's like the Sara of old. If you're a long time fan of W3L, you know that this is the kind of shenanigans Sara's done in the past. As Emily Hayden, the lovely Hurricane Rana out the corner, and Sara goes to the floor to break momentum. Lovely move. And Sara's walking it off. She's certainly by far the more experienced of the two females here, and she has the champion's advantage in that she has to be the one beaten. She's enough to beat Emily Hayden. Just taking her time on the floor, just dragging this one out. Again, I'm sure you've seen the footage, you'll know what happened, the way she goaded Leah Owens at that impromptu championship match here on Wrestling Showdown. Hang on, Emily Hayden vaulted over Sara. And another kick. She's done quite well with these kicks so far. She's lining something up. And throws herself at Sara. And flying body press off the ring apron. You can see just a wooden floor. There's no mats or anything. So it's not the comfiest landing Sara's ever had, I'm sure. And Emily Hayden really needs to keep up the momentum, because Sara certainly got a lot of tenacity. She wouldn't be a 4-time women's champion if she didn't. Oh, and she just boots Emily Hayden. I think she was maybe going for a clothesline. Sara blocked by kicking her right in the shoulder. And see, she goes for a cover, but slow to follow up with it, and just nets her a 2 count. Now if Sara can injure the shoulder of Emily Hayden, she rains down some fists upon her, it's going to make it hard for her to pick Sara up or do a lot of basic kind of wrestling holds and moves. So perhaps a good idea of Sara's to target that part of her. This is where Sara becomes so deadly, because again she's such a vast experience and knows all the tricks in the book. But this one just nets her a 2. Emily Hayden's not going to go down without a fight. Again, it may be about a year since she last appeared on Wrestling Showdown, but she's been at some W3L live events, of course. Sara just stands on her hair. It's probably one of the drawbacks if you come into a match with long hair, but you know, argues she's still 5, which is admittedly true. Of course, if she gets disqualified, she will retain the championship. You've got to know that somewhere Leah Owens is watching this. She wants to get revenge on Sara, of course. If she can take the women's title off her in the process, even better. And of course that means that our Turn of the Live event for the women's championship match hangs in the balance. Again, if Emily Hayden wins here this week on Showdown and becomes the new champion, Sara versus Leah Owens will be a non-title match. And Sara lifting Emily Hayden up onto the top turnbuckle. Hayden trying to change her centre of gravity and prevent it from happening, because to be honest, there's never a good landing coming off the top rope. That's never a good position to be in. Sara went for the head scissors, they got blocked, and Emily Hayden, nothing too fancy or flashy, just drops down and clotheslines her. It worked earlier on and it worked again. And a lovely snap suplex, good bit of velocity there. Emily Hayden was part of her Northern tour this past July, one of the most eventful Northern tours ever. She came back for that tour with a couple of scars, though she's not the only one. She may have just gained another one, and Sara kicked her right in the forehead, and it nets her a 2. And Emily Hayden knows, as I said before, it's a big opportunity for her. If she can defeat Sara, who has broken the record by being a 4-time women's champion. Nobody's ever held the title that often. And now she retaliates in kind with a snap suplex. A handful of hair pulls on Emily Hayden, puts the shoulders against the canvas. But she's not done yet. And you see Hayden rolling off her shoulders, continuing to at least try to get back up. Now they just lie against the bottom rope to regain a couple of breaths. And Sara, whatever oxygen she had in her lungs, it's the only one she's going to get, because Sara just throttling her, standing on her throat, making it hard to breathe. And just slowing the momentum down. And you heard Sara earlier on saying this is her era now. And certainly a victory over Emily Hayden would go a good way towards proving that, continuing to establish her dominance. And Sara could be going for it again, that handstand Hurricane Rana, but she doesn't. Instead she smacks her forearm. I think it was just to fake her out. And this time Emily Hayden is waiting for her, catch her with the foot. And a lovely DDT. Now Hayden's had a bit of success with turnbuckle based offense, I have to say. The Hurricane Rana out the corner earlier on, now the swinging DDT. She can maybe hit something else from the corner. That could be what she needs to get the victory. Referee applying the count. And these women trading forearms. Again, when you've got a prestigious championship like the W3L Women's Championship on the line, you're going to do everything you can to retain it or win it, as the case may be. And Hayden with that sledge, it's like a Polish hammer in some respects, just axe handling Sara. And another kick, and Emily Hayden in for the cover, but she did really have enough coverage over the shoulders that may have cost her. That kick certainly stunned Sara. If she managed to wrap her up a little more, that may have ended it, but it was not to be. Hayden has the crowd firmly on her side, you can hear that. Just putting Sara in position. And a kick to the head. Oh, Sara uses that. It's one of Sara's moves. She does a high kick to the head. Maybe it's a case of tournament being fair play. Maybe Hayden's trying some mind games, trying to use one of Sara's own moves against her. And is Hayden going to clean the turnbuckles? Maybe she's listening to what we're saying, who knows? And Sara slowly get up. Hang on. And she catches her with that handstand Hurricane Rana. That's what she tried earlier on. And Emily Hayden climbing the turnbuckles backfired on her this time. Oh, Sara got kicked in the face. She went for, I'm assuming it was maybe a power bomb or a pile driver, but Emily Hayden swung her heel up and caught her in the face. That was a good counter. Now she's setting up that twist of fate like she likes to use, and lands it. Now this may do it here, better coverage than Sara. Oh, but so close. That was barely getting the shoulder up, that was millimetres. But the referee saw that contact between the shoulders and the canvas had been broken. Sara barely got out of that one. One more time chance starting here. I think Emily Hayden's going for it again. Setting her up. Hang on, Sara pushes off the ropes. And there's the kick I was mentioning. And Sara smacks her. The Emily Hayden gets felled like a tree. And she gets the victory. Sara defeats Emily Hayden.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still W3L Women's Champion, Sara.
So Sara retains the title and she will go on to face Leah Owens this Friday in Glen Rothes.
With that victory, Sara versus Leah Owens this Friday in Glen Rothes will definitely be for the Women's Championship. You can get your hands on tickets for our events coming up this weekend, what few remain of course, by heading to our website. And while you're there, why not pick up tickets for our November events as well? As you may know, on Thursday November 9th, it's the night before Resolution. We're in Berwick upon Tweed. Then the day after that, Friday November 10th, it's when everything culminates. The biggest event of the year, Resolution 11. The day after, we are going to be in Dunfermline for all the Resolution fallout. And then on the Sunday, we are in Grangemouth to wrap up a weekend of fantastic W3L wrestling action. Now, as you know, Resolution is a huge event. We've already announced some massive matches. I revealed to you just last week that the Dream Match main event has become even better. James Scott defends the heavyweight title against not only the Seven Deadly Sins winner Blondie Barrett, but also former champion Nathan Wells in a triple threat match. In addition to that, the tag team titles on the line. Prince Assad and Saqib Ali take on two legends of British wrestling, Jody Fleisch and Johnny Storm. And of course, Mike Musso meets the very good Mr. Ewan G. Mackey in an attempt to settle the differences in a dog collar match. And I can reveal to you, ladies and gentlemen, that this Friday in the Rothes Halls, we're going to be making a big announcement about Resolution 11. What will it be about? Who will it concern? You'll find out if you're there. But if for some reason you can't be, and you really should, then don't worry, we're going to be putting it here on the W3L network later on after the 200th event is over. So keep your eyes peeled to the network, hit subscribe, it's the best way, and you will find out just what the big announcement is. Tickets for all of our live events are available from our website, w3lwrestling.com. You can pick them up there. Make sure you give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to this channel, use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Keep your eyes peeled to our social media channels because it's Resolution season. Information is coming your way thick and fast. And come back here in 7 days' time. More wrestling and more news about our upcoming events here on Wrestling Showdown.